Clover here. How's it going? Today I wanted to talk to you about some supplements that I'm taking that have been really beneficial in many different ways. So I'm just going to go over a few of them today. I've been taking Oregano Oil by Nature's Way. Oops. And I'll tell you what the use of this was. I had really bad sinus infection. And what I did was I took Q-tips, took the oregano oil, and I just dabbed it right here on my nose. And what that did is it kind of, as I was breathing and laying back in bed, it kind of just went up my sinuses and just did sort of like a antibacterial effect on my sinuses. And so that was one of the things that helped me heal naturally from my sinus infection. But I would recommend, like, don't take my word for it. It just, use oregano oil for that antibacterial beneficial effect. But definitely, consult with your doctor. I'm not at all a doctor or anything. I just wanted to share sort of what I did to sort of fight the infection naturally. And I have to be honest, there's a point there where I would have gone to the doctor if it got worse. So I definitely, I definitely have health insurance, and I definitely would have gone to the doctor if I got worse. But I just wanted to try this first. So oregano oil. And then another thing that I've been taking to stay healthy is vitamin D3. This is droplets. This one's 2,000 IU. But I did test for my vitamin D levels, and I was low. So I've been taking these drops. I've just been taking like 5 under the tongue. And it tastes pretty good. It's not the best tasting, but it tastes pretty good. And I'm careful with it because it is a fat-soluble vitamin, so I just follow the directions and I don't go overboard. Now, one that I do go overboard with is B12, because this one is water-soluble, so I don't think it's going to hurt me if I take, too much. I don't want to overdose, but I'm at the level right now where my B12 levels are so low that I'm sure that my myelin sheath around my nervous system, it probably was damaged a little bit from my lack of B12. And my journey was that I was a vegetarian for, I want to say 13 years. And I started eating fish. And then when it got really bad, I started eating meat, not realizing that it was really a B12 deficiency that I had, and I really didn't realize it. The reason I have it so bad is because I am anemic. And so I'll tell you, when I'm going through a lot of stress, all I do is I just take the drops. This one is 1,000 milligrams. I did have the one from Nascent that was 5,000 milligrams, and that actually worked out even better, but I couldn't find it this time when I went to Whole Foods. And I'm going to start taking the patches because I really think a lot of my problems have been sort of around my B12 deficiency. It brings instant energy when I have it. And that's primarily what you're wanting to get when you eat meat. Now, I do have thalassemia, which means that the hema iron that you get from meat or liver or any sort of like animal product, you can't get from B12 because iron's different than B12, obviously. So I'm probably still low in iron. I'm searching on sort of what would be the best food for that. And that's why I eat a lot of kale chips and spinach and just kale salads and lots of leafy greens, because that's a good source of iron, but it doesn't have the hema iron, which is slightly different. And somebody like me with thalassemia, it's different than most people's general health. The condition is really rare. It's based in Mediterranean ancestry. So my other Italian relatives also have it. But the point here is that the B12 is one thing that I definitely feel a difference. And we're talking when you feel foggy, when you can't think, you can't deal with stress. Stress just sucks all of your magnesium and all of your B12 out of your body. And it's very dangerous to be low on B12. There's a movie called Could It Be B12 that just changed my life. I'm so glad I saw it because, you know, there's a lot of people in this documentary that really didn't realize what was wrong with them, and they started getting things like MS and Parkinson's, and their doctors just didn't realize it was B12. So I highly recommend, if there's any vitamin that's important, it would be, I would say these two, D3 and B12. This one's from Nascent, but there's other ones, and I like the drops because then I'm not like swallowing a pill that just stays stuck in my digestive system. And going back to the D3, this, I mean, if you're low on D3, apparently you're more susceptible to getting cancer and things like that because your body needs it to fight off, you know, to support the cells to regenerate. And I try to spend as much time in the sun as I can, but I spend a lot of time in the office too, so I really don't spend a lot of time in the sun, and you know, it's winter time now. I know I feel a lot better when I'm in the sun for sure. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was this green pasture blue ice fermented skate liver oil. For those of you that are open to eating fish products, I know some of you are vegetarian, so you know this wouldn't be the product for you. But the person that turned me on to this, actually, it's really crazy, David Wilcock. I was at a conference, actually, where he spoke, and he mentioned this product, and they were actually selling it. And what this product does, according to David Wilcock, is, and I'm not saying that he is giving medical advice at all, and I'm not giving medical advice, just sharing my experiences. He said that this cleanses your pineal gland because there's something in this fermented skate liver oil that really supports your brain, cleanses your pineal gland, and offers that omega-3, omega-6, omega-7, omega-9, and fatty acids. It's a very important fat-soluble nutrient. It used to be, I guess, historically a sacred food. And I'll tell you what happened. I started taking this, and I started having amazing dreams. I mean, I really started dreaming, and that's why he was suggesting it, because he has a whole video series on how to reach your higher power and how to interpret your dreams. And like the first step to really interpreting your dreams is actually having dreams, because a lot of times with all of the fluoride that we're subjected to, we actually our pineal gland, which is in the center of our brain, gets calcified sometimes. So this helped. And actually, fish oil in general really helps. So I also take another cod liver fish oil, like at night. I take a spoonful of it. I'm not going to take it out because it's in the fridge, but it's very clean fish oil. So this is, again, green pasture, blue ice, fermented skate oil. I'm going to have some of these items for sale on naturalofficesnacks.com. Now, going back to when I was sick, I was also taking silver bioactive. This is a silver silver drops that you take. Some people like to call it colloidal silver, although the package doesn't say that. It just says bioactive silver hydrosol. Now, I don't recommend this. I'm not recommending these things to take place from your doctor, of course. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just sharing my experience here. This was something else that I was doing when I had that sinus infection, and sometimes I would spray it up my nose. But generally, just take drops. You're supposed to hold it under your tongue for 30 seconds. And this really helped me kind of stay healthy. And one thing is that my friends will tell you I don't get sick that often. So getting that sinus infection was really weird. I think it was partially that I lowered my vibration a little bit because I had some emotional stuff happening in my life. I also had some trouble sleeping because I had some stuff on my mind. And so what I got from Gaia Herbs was Valerian Poppy, Valerian Poppy Supreme. And this stuff I would take at night before I go to bed, you know, to wind down and go to bed and help me go to sleep. And actually Dr. Oz talks a lot about it. It has valerian, skullcap, kava kava, poppy, California poppy, passion flower, chamomile, and mugwort. And you know, if you're having a lot of anxiety and can't sleep, sometimes sleep is critical, and you really need to get to sleep, but you don't want to take sleeping pills, of course. Now, I would recommend that if you can't sleep, there's two reasons. Number one, you have something on your mind, and I did have something on my mind. Number two, your bedroom. Something in your bedroom is keeping you up. Well, and number three, you know, you're probably not exercising or eating the right stuff. But I want to talk about number two, which was my bed. I really would recommend organic mattresses and something called an earthing mat. Since I've been using the earthing mat, I've been sleeping better. And of course, a comfortable bed with organic bedding and clean air, a really clean air filter, and staying away from electromagnetic fields or dirty electricity in your room helps. But the earthing mat really helped me. So I'm also going to have a link to Clint Obert's earthing products so you can learn more about that. But essentially, what it is that the plug plugs directly into the wall where you have the bottom socket. So you have the two prongs and then the bottom prong. It goes into the bottom prong, which is the grounding wire. And what that does is it grounds all the way to the earth. It's just a wire that goes all the way down to some dirt and plugged into the dirt. And all homes in California have to have that as part of the electric code, at least for houses built after, you know, I think 1960 something. I'm not sure, but I know I live in a Victorian apartment, and the earthing mat came with a little tester, so you can plug it in and it'll test the ground to see if it actually is grounded, and you'll be able to know for sure that you're getting grounded. So I met Clint Obert at the longevity conference, and he had a big mat and everyone sat on it, and it made me think a lot about how bombarded we all are by invasive things like smart meters, cell phones, Wi-Fi. And what's nice about the earthing mat is you can kind of escape all of that by grounding yourself. All of that dirty electricity and all the dirty Wi-Fi's can just kind of wash over you and not go through you, you know? So it's really great. And just the other day I was at my sister's band. She's in marching band, she's in the color guard, and they were selling popcorn and some snacks, and it's just like, you know, there's nothing here I can eat. I mean, the popcorn is GMO. There's not even soda water. I suppose I could have a bottle of water. That's about it. But generally, I like soda water that's in a glass container, maybe a spring water or something. And so I really feel like it's tough to just be yourself sometimes, because there's so many things that are really draining you. You know, the Wi-Fi, the foods, you know. I mean, I felt such a bad reaction when I actually did have some of that popcorn. I felt like my stomach just I have an allergic reaction to GMOs. I just do. And things like, you know, my skate liver oil tablets, I mean, or capsules. I'm trying to cleanse my pineal gland from all the fluoride that I've been dealt with, and all the stress that I'm going through. You know, the B12 helps with that, and then the sleep problems of, you know, needing to release some of that stress, probably through tapping or yoga or walking, and it's just like, man, you know, and then like breathing in all that dirty air, you know, probably didn't help my sinus infection, but, you know. So I'm really happy that I have items, you know, that I can take to help combat some things that are weighing me down, you know. And maybe I'm just sensitive. I don't know. Another thing that I got from Earthshift products was organic fulvic acid. So I put this few drops in my smoothies. Usually I make kale smoothies with some chocolate powder and some protein powder, which I'll talk about in another video. But the fulvic acid, I just put a few drops, and it's just another way to detox when you're eating a smoothie. And finally, I wanted to talk about the Nascent Iodine. Nascent Iodine. See if you can see that. What I do with this is every day I just take a few drops and put it on my wrist. And I had to take it slow at first. I did like 3 drops for a week, and then I stopped for a week, and then I went back because I didn't want to overwhelm my system. But basically what this is and this is, I'm not recommending any of this. It's just purely explaining what I do. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving advice or anything. I'm just sharing what I bought that I like. But what this is biodynamic grape alcohol with iodine, naturally occurring iodine. And I got to tell you, you guys, you know, this is a naturally occurring form of pure atomic iodine. I got to tell you, I grew up right near a nuclear accident. Actually, it was in Rocketdyne. So just yesterday I was at Disneyland, and I was on Star Tours, which was, oh no, it was called Soarin'. It's a ride at Disneyland where you take this ride over California, and they have all of the famous pilots, like Grumman, Amelia Earhart, Lockheed, and Rockwell, okay? And when they tested rockets, that one of the locations where they tested rockets was in Simi Valley. And they also tested nuclear power, and it was more of an experiment. It was like the wild, wild west of nuclear experiments and nuclear energy and rockets, because they didn't create like a dome to protect it. It was just out in the open. And in the 60s, they had an accident. So I actually grew up just outside of LA in a town called Simi Valley from the age 13 to 20. And I was exposed to a lot of nuclear dust from the Rocketdyne rocket testing. So Wernher von Braun actually went there, and that was one of the locations where he would test his rockets that helped us reach the moon. So anybody that lives in LA or Southern California, you all have been exposed to some of this atomic dust. I'm going to talk more about it in another video, and I made another website called seemegethealthy.com that will focus more on that. But just briefly, with Fukushima and Rocketdyne, those two things, as well as, you know, being close to Diablo Canyon and, oh gosh, and Santa Onofre just closed recently. I've had several close friends of mine come out with thyroid problems. So that's where I'm getting with this. This helps protect your thyroid, along with chlorella tablets, which I also take. And so basically, you know, if you do have a thyroid problem, definitely go see your doctor. And I have no clue if I have a thyroid problem or not. I think the last time I got tested a couple years ago, I didn't. But since Fukushima, I mean, I literally have had several friends have thyroid problems, whether it's hyper or hypo, and they deal with it their own way. Even my hairstylist, you know, she had to get her thyroid taken out because she had thyroid cancer. I just decided for myself to protect my thyroid by having enough iodine, because who knows? I mean, it's possible that the damage already has happened, but I'm just going to keep my mind clear and positive and support my body by having the things I need. But yeah, the bottom line is that I want to be the best that I can be, and so these nutritional supplements help me do that. And well, thank you for watching my video. Again, I'm Clover. I'm going to be doing more videos and talking about music, talking about health, primarily, and I have a website called naturalofficesnacks.com. I also teach web design and graphic design, and I'm a graphic designer, so I have a lot to offer you guys, and I'm going to be going over many topics, including web design tricks, graphic design tricks. I've taught for many years at colleges, so I'm going to kind of bring it all together. I have a lot to offer you guys, and thank you so much for watching.